morning, scholars. Happy terrific Tuesday. So you may have noticed from the slide, it says Writing Studio Lesson 7.1. So we do have a writing unit that we need to get done. So we're going to start alternating. That means that yesterday we did core knowledge. Today we're doing Writing Studio. Tomorrow will be our next core knowledge. And your packet pages correspond as well. So today we're going to start talking about our last writing unit, and it is Writing Studio Lesson 7.1. I am so excited to dive into this unit, and we'll be talking more about what we learned with core knowledge. So make sure you remember, if you need to go back to watch videos from earlier in the domain about Daniel Boone to help you remember certain details, that's okay. So let's go ahead and get started, okay? We're going to talk real quick about what we're doing with this unit. I have my shout outs ready, of course. We're going to talk about the objective. We're going to talk about why do we write, how can we write, and who do we write for, and then I'll walk you through your packet work, all right? So for this unit, we are going to review the 3 types of writing and why we would use each type of writing. At the end of this for the project, you're going to write a paragraph about life on the frontier and what it was like. What that means is you're going to pick a type of writing, you're going to write a paragraph using that type of writing, and we're going to go over some early details about that paragraph today. Real quick, my shout outs. Before I reveal this number, these are the scholars who sent me pictures of work. So these are the scholars who have turned in work from Monday. This one I'll update throughout the week as more and more of you send in work from Monday, okay? Make sure you send me that work from Monday. ISU scholars, 2 of you turned in your work yesterday. Thank you so much. Ashford scholars, 5 of you have turned in your work. So 2 of you from ISU turned in your work from yesterday, 5 of you from Ashford. So if you haven't done so yet, that's okay. Just send me that picture of your work from 11-5, okay? Send me the picture of the map and Lewis and Clark's route, okay? Objective, we learn all about it. Our objective today is I can describe how I would write about Daniel Boone. So if you need to go back to rewatch a video about Daniel Boone, that's okay. I've also included some details in this PowerPoint to help us remember more about Daniel Boone. So we're talking about how would you write about Daniel Boone? So first up, we're going to talk about why do we write, right? Why do we write things? And of course, some of you are posting at home like, because Ms. Kulma tells me to write stuff and I write stuff. Maybe, but why are you actually writing, right? Why are you actually sitting there and writing these sentences? Why do we write? We've written so many different types of text. We've written so many types of text throughout the year. We've read different types of text. And there are 3 main types of text that we've written. Those are opinion, narrative, and informative or explanatory. Opinion, narrative, and informative. Most recently, our most recent writing project was an informative paragraph about a founding father. So a lot of you have written these informative paragraphs about a founding father, or maybe you wrote about a habitat where an animal lives, right? Remember that writing project? Narrative, our fairy tale retells that we did. Opinion, what do you like better and why? What was your favorite topic to write about? Take about 10 seconds at home and tell someone what was your favorite topic to write about and give a quick explanation of why. My favorite topic was because. Okay? No matter what we're writing, we need to make sure it can be shared with others. So we write because we want it to be shared with others. We want it read by somebody. We write things down so they can be read by somebody. So we need to make sure that no matter what we're writing, no matter what the topic is, we write so it can be written. We write so it can be read by someone else. How can you write? We can present writing in many different ways depending on the purpose or the audience. What is an audience? In writing, audience is the person or people for whom a writer creates a piece of writing. So if we want to tell a story to other students, we'll use a narrative with characters and pictures and a plot, right? And a problem and a solution. If we want to convince Ms. Williams to give us more time at recess, we write a letter stating our opinion, and we also provide support for that opinion. I think we should have more recess because it'll help us behave better in class, right? So depending on who the audience is, depending on who's going to read our writing, we'll write different ways. Our types of writing can include, this is a lengthy list, so stay with me, okay? Some types of writing include essays, reports, books, stories, pictures, posters, charts or diagrams, and letters. Each of these is a different type of writing, and each of these can be put into informative, explanatory, opinion, narrative, right? Books and stories can be narratives. They can also be informative. Pictures and posters can be opinion, informative, explanatory. Letters can be pure narrative, or later on we have a letter writing project that'll be slightly opinion-based as well. Charts or diagrams, they inform, they explain. Essay can be any one of those. You can write an essay that's a narrative. You can write an essay that's an opinion about what's better and why. You can write an essay that informs your reader. So each of these types of writing can be in any of our three categories. So we have all those amazing, wonderful, different types of writing that we can do, but no matter what you're writing, always remember who your audience is. And remember, audience is the person or people meant to read your writing. So no matter what you write, always remember who's going to be reading it at the end. If another classmate's going to be reading it, you might write a little differently than you would for how you would if I or Miss Jackson would be reading it, or how your parents would read it. So no matter what you're writing, always remember your audience. Remember who the person or people meant to read your writing. Your packet work today, you're going to talk about what type of writing you would use to tell someone about Daniel Boone. You're going to explain why you would use that writing and who the audience would be. So you need to make sure you answer these three questions. What type of writing? Why that type of writing? And who is going to read your writing? What type of writing would you use? Which type of the three? Why are you using that writing? Who is your audience going to be? So some facts to remember about Daniel Boone before you get started on your writing. And again, this is the kind of video where if you need to pause or go back to copy stuff down on a blank piece of paper, that's okay. So some facts to remember about Daniel Boone. He was a trailblazer. He was a woodsman. He built the Wilderness Road through the Appalachian Mountains. He was an explorer. He founded Boonesboro in Kentucky, right? So here are some facts that you may want to be putting in your writing. So you're probably leaning towards, maybe I'll use informative. Maybe I want to explain about who Daniel Boone was. Or maybe you're thinking, Daniel Boone sounds like a great character for a story. Maybe I want to use narrative. Or maybe you're thinking, I want to write an opinion piece about why he wasn't as good as an explorer as someone else. So here are some things you're going to include in your writing. Just because you're including facts doesn't necessarily mean you're going to use explanatory, but these are some facts that can help you make a decision about which type of writing you should use. Okay? So here's an overview of your packet work again. Here are the three types of writing. What type of writing would you use to tell someone about Daniel Boone? Would you use opinion, narrative, or informative/explanatory? If you're choosing informative or explanatory, only pick one of those words. Why are you using that type of writing? I'm using narrative because he'd make a great character for a story. Who would be the audience? The audience would be someone who wants to read a story, okay? So these are three questions. You don't have to send a picture of this to me today. It's a little tricky, so if you have questions, you can have mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, someone text me or call me, or you can have them call and set up a face-to-face. Also, I have office hours tomorrow, so if you're really stuck on this and you're really not sure and you want to ask me questions at office hours tomorrow, totally okay, all right? So this one, you don't have to send a picture of it when it's done, but please make sure you do it so you're really thinking about what type of writing you want to use to talk about Daniel Boone. And finally, so I know you watched this video today, I want you to text me, what is an audience? What is an audience? Just text a quick sentence about what an audience is, so I know you watched this video. And that's it for today. Send me pictures of your work from yesterday. Send me pictures of your work from yesterday. Send me pictures of the route you think Lewis and Clark is going to take and why. Text me if you have questions about the type of writing you use to talk about Daniel Boone. And I hope to see your wonderful faces at office hours tomorrow, okay? I hope you guys are staying home and staying safe, and I miss you all. Bye.